The webinar will begin in 2 minutes. Good evening, and thank you for joining me. I'm Karen Hamilton, the Assistant Superintendent for Special Education Services. This evening's discussion is intended to be an overview of district events since school closure from March up until our current date. It is not intended to provide specific information about an individual school's plan or services for individual students. Today, all Wake County Public School System students will enter school in Plan B transition, receiving online instruction. I've received numerous calls, feedback from advocacy groups, and from the Wake County Special Education Advisory Council, or SEAC. Those questions and conversations guided the development of this webinar. I am sure that during the webinar and following, some of you will have continued thoughts or questions. In the green box that is in the bottom left corner of each slide, you will see a link. This link takes you directly to a document that provides you with an opportunity to post questions. At the end of the webinar, I will collect all questions and create an FAQ that will be posted to the Wake County Public School System Special Education Services internet page and to the landing page for SEAC. To help you understand the organizational structure for special education services, I provided images that describe the teams that support the more than 20,000 Wake County Public School System students who have IEPs. While it is to be expected that I manage large functions for the department, there are many special educators who focus on assisting school educators and administrators and teachers with varied aspects of the delivery of services to our students. Instructional, social, and behavioral programming is supported by Pam Doak. Policy and compliance functions fall to Jill McKenna, and Audrey Jones Langston works in family, community connections, and related services. With the closure of school in March, all school buildings in North Carolina were closed. As we reopened in remote instruction in April, students with IEPs also received remote instruction in alignment with their school schedules. As we make decisions about safely reopening school, we have relied on and will continue to rely on the documents of the Department of Health and Human Services Strong Schools, the North Carolina Public Health School Toolkit, the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction Lighting Our Way Forward Guidebook for Reopening Schools. Additional executive orders from the governor's office and from both of these organizations have guided district leaders as we continue to upgrade our decisions in order to provide information to parents, school administrators, and to school staff. The foundation for any return to school incorporates the 3 W's: wear, wait, and wash. We will ensure face coverings are available to all students and staff. We realize that some students may not be able to wear face coverings. In these circumstances, there will be protocols in place to protect those students and staff, including social distancing practices and extra protections for our staff members. Of course, we encourage and provide opportunities for sufficient hand washing. And to supplement hand washing, the district is providing abundant hand sanitizer for the use of staff and students. Some of our students require more specialized attention and equipment. Before COVID-19, many of our teachers in regional programs have practiced specific safety precautions when meeting the needs of students who require personalized care, personalized instruction that includes close proximity, and students who have specific health needs. When we return to school, teachers who work with students with these needs will require additional personal protective equipment in addition to their normal practice. This will be especially important for those working with students who are unable to manage face masks and adhere to appropriate social distancing guidelines. Teachers, instructional assistants, and related service providers will all be providing services with a focus on the health and safety needs of our students. We have taken care to provide teachers and instructional assistants in some classrooms with face masks that provide clear visibility of teachers' mouths and lips to promote instructional opportunities and relationships for students with hearing impairments, for students with cognitive and social disabilities who may need to see the caring faces of their teachers. The delivery date for these items has not yet been provided. At this time, all students who are not enrolled in Virtual Academy will enter school in Plan B transition. During Plan B transition, all students will receive online instruction. The first 2 weeks will be focused on orientation, meeting teachers, and receiving supplies that schools may be distributing to students. At this time, the district is developing a plan for the safe and measured return for teachers and instructional staff to return to the building. The district is also developing a plan for students to return to their school in an equally safe and measured way. Until the return to school for students, all students will receive online instruction through online services. Students with disabilities also have the opportunity to enroll in Virtual Academy. At this time, students for whom applications have been submitted should have received their acceptance information for Virtual Academy. Virtual Academy will offer students consistency and stability regardless of the Plan B return to school schedule or any future school closures. Students with IEPs in Virtual Academy will receive instruction from certified teachers with a focus on core instruction, specially designed instruction, and progress monitoring. As school begins and as the district is engaged in core instruction for all students, there will be some differences in how instruction is delivered and types of instructional materials that will be available for students. Some classes, grade levels, and learning opportunities will require materials that schools will make available for pickup during the first few weeks of school. For students receiving instruction in extended content standards, the district is providing materials and preparing materials by printing and organizing packets that are aligned to the lessons and unique learning systems. Those materials will be made available to schools so that students will have physical materials to enhance their learning opportunities. For all students, the closure of school and remote learning presented some teaching and learning challenges. Central Services staff have provided teachers with lessons that will tie missed learning content into instruction presented during this school year. These bridge materials will allow learning to occur more naturally and will have more relevance for students. In addition, Teachers and school administrators have received pacing guides, daily sample schedules, and guidance on synchronous learning, in which students will receive online instruction live with a teacher, and asynchronous learning, in which students will be watching recorded lessons and performing assigned tasks. Each school will adapt centrally provided resources to meet the needs of their school and their students. The best source of information about your student is from your school's teachers and from their administrators. As a reminder, teachers are just returning to school this week and will begin to make contact with you. With online learning comes the necessity of access to student devices and internet service. In the spring, the district provided many students with devices and access to the internet through hotspots. You should have received a survey recently where you could indicate whether you needed a device for your student or an internet hotspot. In addition to the survey, the district has heard feedback from students and parents that has led to the development of an improved technology guide. The link in this slide will take you to resources that will include parent tips online safety resources, and the ability to connect with the help desk. Links on this site will help students at all grade levels and their parents access information about logging into devices and connecting to district sites and learning resources. Technology Services has worked to streamline digital tools, and this site provides information on how to effectively use common teaching tools. As we return to school in Plan B transition, teachers will be required to provide special education services, specially designed instruction, and support services, including those of an instructional assistant through online instruction. In most cases, most student IEPs can be delivered in their entirety through online instruction. In some instances, however, students who have unique needs and require intensive services will be unable to receive intensive services as outlined in their IEP. In those situations, IEP teams will convene to address the unique needs of students who may require different types of support and to discuss and collaborate on how to receive services in an online instructional platform. The district has developed an online instruction service support plan, which we will discuss on a later slide. Related services will be provided through teletherapy as a provision of specially designed instruction. Teletherapy is the practice of providing evaluations or therapy through a live video connection over the internet. The student will be provided therapeutic support using skilled intervention from the related service provider to address the IEP goals and to collect data to determine progress monitoring. The therapists are using a HIPAA and FERPA compliant platform. Teletherapy will be provided to students in Plan B transition and students assigned to Virtual Academy. Teletherapy services can be provided in a group or one-on-one. One of the advantages of teletherapy is that it provides the therapist with the ability to safely complete evaluations, determine eligibility, and provide services for students who are identified. The therapist will present teletherapy considering the unique needs of the student and provide accommodations and modification outlined in the student's IEP. Parent consent is required for students to receive teletherapy services. As is required during in-person services, therapists are required to document services and progress monitoring data. Teachers will also resume progress monitoring goals as they have done prior to school closure. The school closure in March, not only were there content standards that were unaddressed, some IEP goals were also unaddressed. Early in this school year, teachers will assess student progress against their IEP goals and note any loss of skill. After several weeks of instruction, the goals will be reassessed for continued gaps in forward progress. Teachers will note students who continue to demonstrate loss of skill. The district will provide guidance to teachers on both assessments of IEP goal function and the development of any necessary plans to address learning loss. Some students require assistive technology. Assistance may include low-tech applications related to communication, writing, or organizing. Other students require specific equipment or devices to implement their IEPs in both a classroom and online setting. Special education assistive technology staff, related services staff, and audiology staff will contact parents to discuss how to distribute necessary equipment. Students with visual impairments and hearing impairments will also receive support. Lead staff will be working with teachers to determine which supports will be necessary in online instruction and work with schools to distribute equipment. At this time, we know that some students will require different types of supports in an online instruction format. For these students, the IEP cannot be implemented as written. In these circumstances, the IEP team should meet to consider the student's performance and needs during online instruction, goals to be implemented online, accommodations and modifications required, supports for the family, and how services will be delivered in both a synchronous and asynchronous format. During the meeting, the IEP team may meet to develop the online instruction service and support plan. This plan is a temporary amendment to the IEP that is implemented during online instruction. It is a supplement to the supports in place for all students and specifically addresses a student's unique needs related to his or her disability. Your input is important, and the team determines supports and services in an online instructional environment. When students return to in-person instruction, the services and supports will revert back to the services as written in the IEP document. Should additional school closures occur after students have returned to in-person instruction, the online instruction service and support plan will again be implemented. You can find this form for your review on the site provided in this slide. It's time to begin in-person evaluations. In order for evaluations to move forward, we need to secure appropriate and sufficient PPE for evaluations. For the evaluators, PPE has been ordered. Safety practices have been developed to include social distancing and temperature checks. We are working to establish evaluation sites and teams that will be regionally based. Our plan is to offer, in addition to school hours, evening and some weekend opportunities for evaluations. After PPE has been delivered and sites established, school-level staff will contact parents to schedule the evaluations and determine the location of the evaluation. March seems like a long time ago. The emergency plans put into place at that time will not be sufficient for students with IEPs during the school year. As a school district and special education services, we are changing and adapting to our evolving community and the structure of school. Your students' teachers will be contacting you. As we enter into online instruction, the district and your child's school are focusing not only on the safety of students and staff, but on the improved instruction in both online and school-based learning environments. We ask for and need your collaboration. As this school year continues to evolve, it will be necessary for all of us to focus on the academic and social needs of our students. Special education services and school-level staff want parents to feel supported as we enter into the 2021 school year. When seeking information, the best and most knowledgeable people regarding your student is their teacher. Don't hesitate to contact them. As they are establishing their classrooms, teachers will also be building relationships with their students. With the beginning of the school year, both students and parents will receive information from teachers and school staff on opening activities. Most teachers communicate directly with parents through email. It's also important to know the principal of your school. If you have questions that you feel the teacher cannot answer, the next best and most knowledgeable person of your child will be your school's principal. Special Education Services wants to help support you as well. Please check out our Special Education Services website on the internet, especially the Family and Community Connections section. That section provides access to both a written portal and phone number to allow every parent an opportunity to ask us questions and receive support. Special Education Advisory Council, or SEAC, is also a good source of information and support for parents. All members of SEAC are either parents of students with disabilities or represent agencies that serve students with disabilities, and in many cases, both. They are an invaluable source of information regarding school opportunities as well as community resources. They welcome communication from you and welcome the opportunity to assist you. This slide provides a screenshot of the contact information for special education, family, and community connections. We've come to the end of our time together. As a reminder, this presentation was designed as an overview of the beginning of this school year and to provide information that is relevant for parents of students with IEPs. Thank you for joining me for this discussion. It's important that I continue to hear the voices of parents and that we continue to partner together to provide our students with the educational opportunities that they deserve. Welcome to the beginning of the 2021 school year. Don't forget to submit your questions on the forum that is in the link provided in the green box, and I'll be providing answers in an FAQ. I hope that everyone has a wonderful beginning of school and a wonderful school year. Thank you again for all of you who have participated in this webinar, and have a good evening.